record button right there. That's right. That's right, good sir. Essential jobs, essential workers.
The heroes.
What does essential mean? Are they heroes, Jared, or are they martyrs? You know? I don't know.
These are big
questions. I don't know. We're going to talk about them today at the Untranslatable Podcast. You better believe it. Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable Podcast. We are here recording episode 188, and today we are coming to you to talk about essential workers, essential jobs. What does this even mean? Who is an essential worker? Different countries have some different rules and stipulations, so we'll be talking about those today. And we want to answer some big questions. Are our essential workers heroes? Are they martyrs? Maybe both. Who knows? So we're coming to you. And without further ado, my partner in crime, my buddy Jared. What's going on, Jared?
Hello. These are good questions, Chad. I wonder that too. I know this, though. Well, first of all, I know this.
Spread a little love.
Instagram is essential. Follow us on Instagram.
That's true.
Untranslatable Podcast. I notice a certain someone has been looking at our Twitter, and I'm just gonna don't say anything. I know that Chad got the idea for this episode from our Twitter, which is Untranslatable1, the number 1.
Spread a little love.
I tweeted a picture, or retweeted. It wasn't me. I retweeted a picture from someone named Saint Ash XX. Not in a gross way. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Off to a great start. And her comment is, how TF, which is the fuck for those of you that don't know, am I an essential worker? And it's her taking a selfie in a bathroom dressed up, I imagine what looks as a grocery bag with groceries sticking out the top of it. And I imagine she's someone that dances on the street. So you can see other fun stuff like that on our Twitter.
I've seen a couple of those floating around social media, Jared. It's crazy.
What other ones have you seen? Can you think of them? Like what they were wearing?
Yeah. I saw one that was like one of those. It's in the U.S. It's one of those tax places where they wear like the Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Why is it the Statue of Liberty?
Right? Yeah, because you got to spin the sign around during a pandemic. That's real important. And plus, tax day is coming up in the States, anyways, Jared. April 15th.
Yeah,
it's coming up real quick.
I did them last week. I am such a procrastinator on that stuff, but I did them. Don't come after me, people.
That's right. Spread a little love.
Give us 5-star reviews for not just for my good tax work, but for our good podcasting as well on iTunes and Stitcher. We greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to just start off with one essential job: delivery.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Have you seen the list of some states in Michigan top delivery orders? Excuse me, some states in Michigan. Some states in the United States. Uber Eats reveals the most popular takeout orders in 35 U.S. states.
Yeah, what are they?
Arizona is French fries.
California freedom fries, Jared. Freedom fries.
Excuse me. We are in a time of crisis. California is chicken tikka masala.
Ooh,
do you know what that is?
Yeah, okay. I love chicken tikka masala.
That's actually one of my go-tos. And since this pandemic, I have a local Indian restaurant that I love. Since this pandemic, it has not been open, and I've been really missing out on that.
Now that's really interesting because there are certain restaurants that are open and there aren't open. My parents were telling me they went on a grocery run a while back, and they drove by the local A&W here in Dexter, and they had it set up like a drive-through. But they're still open, so I guess in theory they're still considered essential. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my A&W Coney dogs, but it's interesting what restaurants. Like, how do they make that call, or do the restaurants themselves say we're closing down? Does the government tell them? I'm not really sure.
I think it's partially making that call personally. This is a smaller local establishment that I go to.
Right.
So maybe, they don't have as much backup funds as a bigger restaurant would have. But also they're a family restaurant, I think.
Right.
So maybe it's easier for them to make that decision because they're all I'm not saying they all live together, but they're all, there's a closer relation there between the people. It feels like when I go to that restaurant, at least. But I think the biggest thing is really probably just money. Mm-hmm. I think it's just weighing the pros and cons of money versus safety versus I don't know. But let me keep going. Colorado, carne asada fries.
Ooh, now, this sounds great.
It does sound great. I ran this list by my partner Sydney, and we were talking about these things. And she brought up a good point. Carne asada fries sounds great. Mm-hmm. Delivered carne asada fries,
not so great.
I don't know.
Yeah, soggy.
I don't know. Those fries are going to be mashed potatoes by the time they get. I don't understand how that can be properly delivered. Connecticut burrito bowls. No, that's a great delivery. I would say
that is a perfect delivery for sure.
Florida French fries. Now French fries are a recurring item. Florida French fries, Illinois French fries, Indiana waffle fries. Michigan is pad thai.
Really? Pad Thai. Interesting.
I actually got pad Thai delivered recently from a place I've never been to before. Ohio is not so fries. What the hell is a not so fry? Have you heard of not so fries? You go to Ohio every now and again, you traitor.
Every once in a while.
They're just these loaded up Midwestern fries. Let me explain to you these gluttonous
Can you share your screen with me?
Ohio.
Let me see this.
Oh, I'm looking at them on a different computer.
Never mind. I can look them up.
They are round, flat, fried pieces of potato. So they're French fries. They look like French fries, but they're like little dollars or quarters of potatoes, bigger than a quarter, like a silver dollar, but a little thicker. Tasty. Potatoes, French fried. On top of that, it looks like some sort of mix of white and yellow cheeses. That could be a cheddar. That could be American, because but it could be mixed with like a Swiss or something like that. On top of that. Guess, because I think you're going to know what would be on top of French fries and melted cheese in America.
I mean, probably
think of the most American
gravy,
dish.
beef hamburger.
Guess, no. You're closer. Think of what is one of the most beloved American meats. I'd say breakfast meats:
sausage, bacon. Oh, yeah, okay.
And then on top of that. Is a dollop of sour cream.
Ooh,
not done. Good. There's also a side. Now guess what the dipping sauce.
Not done.
Guess what the dipping sauce would be for this Ohio not so atrocious.
It's got to be ranch.
There you
go. Midwest.
There you go.
Oh, let me just sneak right past you. Get some ranch.
Those are the not so fries. Shout out to Ohio.
Sounds great.
South Carolina fries, Virginia fries. Essentially, what I'm getting at, Washington fries. I think fries is so popular
too many
because
fries is what we're saying.
It's a popular side. I think is more of what it is.
Oh, I think that's a good point.
That would be.
Are you saying there's a
flaw
in their data collection? Is that what you're saying?
I would say so.
Okay.
I would say so. I personally, someone that orders food here and then, I will say that often the option is like, what do you want? Like below, they'll either give you like most popularly selected with this,
which is usually fries.
Or meals come with a choice of sides or no choice of sides, but come with fries. But I think it's a choice thing specifically, so I think a lot of things come with a choice side of fries. I think there is a flaw in their data, is what I'm saying.
What you're saying is this sounds like Frygate.
Frygate, yes.
Frygate.
Yes. Not as drastic as Pizzagate. I'm not storming any buildings. Don't get it twisted, people.
Not yet.
Yeah. I still have to do a little more research.
I will say
to contact Grubhub, DoorDash.
Right. I will say this though, Jared. It is a little frustrating living in a smaller town in the States because there's only a couple things I can get delivered here.
You're too far from essentially everything in Ann Arbor?
There is some stuff right on the border between Dexter and Ann Arbor that they occasionally deliver, but it takes a while to get the delivery. And so you gotta, like you said, you gotta be very methodical on what you're gonna order because you don't want them soggy fries.
No, one place I go to, it's a Mediterranean place.
Ooh,
Yes. They do fries where you could probably keep them for 20 minutes and they'd be hot and crispy when you open it. What they do
nice.
Now, I don't condone using styrofoam, but when they do it, the fries stay crispy. They put styrofoam in there, and they get they use a styrofoam container. They get a big enough piece of aluminum foil to go on the bottom, and then on the top as well. And then they put the fries in the aluminum foil, so it's really wrapped in the aluminum foil in the styrofoam container. And
Interesting.
that place is like 15 minutes from my house. I get home and open it, and I'm not gonna say like it's like they just came out of the fryer. That's a lie. But they're great. They're great. It's great.
I'll bet.
But it is a little excessive. I'll say that. What's your now you are limited. I understand, but what is your sort of go-to delivery?
Go-to delivery, Jet's Pizza for sure, hands down.
Yeah.
Jet's Pizza, without a doubt.
I've been doing a lot of pizza recently.
Can't go wrong with it. It's good. It's good stuff. But back in East Lansing, though, Jared, I probably would have given you a different answer. It's funny, all these different places I've lived, what that would have been? I would have given you a different answer.
Sure. That's probably the same for me, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure there was probably some good options in Philly. I'll bet.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't do... See, the thing is, in Philly, it's sometimes... stuff like that are the small benefits of having a car in a city, is it's usually quicker to actually just get it. Because the places usually aren't that far away, but when they do delivery, they go to like multiple stops.
Makes sense,
so usually but I definitely have places I would go to. Like, honestly, I went... Yeah, but I did have my go-to places, for sure.
Okay, anyways, those Jared. So East Lansing, it would be Conrad's. For those of you who haven't been to East Lansing, definitely need to give Conrad's a try, especially after a night on the town. So Conrad's was a popular delivery.
What kind of stuff does Conrad's have?
It's like wraps, and instead of fries, you get tater tots.
Good. Ooh, I like tater tots.
Yep. Let's see here. So let's see. Remember, we used to get that delivery, that really good pizza when we were in Vienna. You'd come over, and that's what we would always order delivery over there. From Campanelli's.
Oh, yeah. Yes. The pizza place I loved in Philadelphia was called Pizza Brain.
Oh, okay.
There was also a taco place right across the street, like literally 30 seconds from my place that I used to go to a lot as well.
Right.
And I would get a lot of great stuff there too. All right. But yeah, I mean, I wish I miss going to restaurants. I'll just say
I do too.
I do miss going to restaurants.
I do too.
I miss being outside. I will say this,
took it for granted, didn't we, Jared?
we did, but I'm not taking for granted this quarantine time. I've started playing piano.
True. Oh, sweet.
Now I play for maybe like 10 to 15 minutes a night. I try to.
Hey, that's a start. That's perfect.
Yes. I've started exercising. I started doing Insanity. Are you familiar with Insanity?
I am. I've never done it myself, but I know what it is. I
did it in college with Brad and Don, and I started it on Monday. Today is Thursday, and I can't feel my legs.
You sore? Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
It's oh, excuse me. No, I started on Tuesday.
So 2 days of it. Yeah, well, usually those first couple of weeks are rough, and then once you get over the hill of the soreness, it's not too bad.
Yeah. All right, dude. Do you want to
spread a little love? I do. Yes, I do. Speaking of quarantine, Jared, it's really important, to have some means of entertainment, and obviously there's lots of different stuff out there, but this is pretty cool. And my shout out today goes out to Lady Gaga, who is participating with the World Health Organization and another organization called Global Citizen to launch a virtual festival on April 18th called One World Together at Home, aimed at uniting the world and fighting against the coronavirus. Jared, I've been trying really hard to find shout-outs that aren't COVID-19 related. It's tough, man. They're pretty much all...
Did you say how much you donated?
$35 million dollars in 7 days, Jared. That's a lot of dollar bills, y'all.
I saw a tweet on Twitter, obviously, that said Gal Gadot said, "Imagine all the people." Meanwhile, Lady Gaga is saying, "Imagine $35 million."
Yeah, that's crazy. That is so awesome. It's really great. There's going to be a bunch of people at this event: Billie Eilish, Lizzo, Elton John. And Lady Gaga
real
said,
who's who.
and
The Untranslatable podcast. You are being very humble, Chad. You didn't even mention us. We'll be there too.
That's true.
Socially distant, though. We'll be there.
That's important. That is important. Now, Jared, you may be wondering though, $35 million. That's a lot of dollar bills, Chad. What are they going to do with it? Well, Jared, that is a great question. A lot of this money is going to be going towards a lot of global PPE supplies, testing kits, and help to improve lab capacity to process the tests. So I think it's really important that anybody who is in the position to make contributions like this, we greatly appreciate it. The world thanks you. We thank you a lot here as well at the Untranslatable podcast. So yeah,
you betcha. Thank you. That's good. Obviously, it's hard to find other news. That's all there is coronavirus related news.
Yep.
Or Tiger King. This is the untranslatable owl, by the way, meaning untranslatable is not anything what I'm talking about. Have you watched Tiger King?
I haven't seen it yet. Nope. Have you?
Wow. Of course I have.
I don't really want to watch it because I've seen all the memes. I already kind of know what happens.
No, you don't.
I don't? Is it really worth the watch?
Really.
Is it good?
You don't have to watch it. I'm usually not one to watch, the hot thing. It was Sydney. It was my partner that recommended it, and I said, "Sure, I'll watch it." And,
is it a movie or is it like a series?
It's a series. There's 6 episodes, and they're probably like an hour or so each.
Okay,
maybe 6 or 7 episodes. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, you don't have to watch it. You get it,
right? But
it is pretty freak. Like, there's more ridiculousness to it because it's like everything is ridiculous.
Right. Seems like it's kind of. Is it like white trash TV? What's it?
But they're not all. Joe Exotic and his crew could be considered white trash, I guess.
It could be. Okay.
But they're more. I think they're not even just white trash. They're like
they're just characters.
Of Joe Exotic's crew are they're felons. Most of them. He usually. I'm not even kidding. He says that he likes to hire felons. He hires felons. But there's other people like Doc Antle. They gotta really find jobs, trashy.
Man. I can appreciate it.
But a lot of them are still doing felonies.
Right. True. Well, Jared, so, let's talk about something that's not a felony, which is some untranslatables.
Yeah, there's no felony in sharing untranslatables.
And I'll get us started today, Jared. I have 3 Mexican Spanish untranslatables for you. And the reason why, Jared, speaking of Netflix, the reason why is because I have just finished Narcos Mexico season 2. So I figured a couple good old Mexican untranslatables would be very fitting. So here they are. My first one is se hace bolas, which means turn oneself into balls.
I once again, I let you go, but I noticed you didn't even give a breath to see if I could say one word of that.
Yep. I always do that. My bad, buddy.
Could you give me the literal translation again?
He turns himself into balls. Se hace bolas.
Like he embarrasses himself?
Not quite, no. I wouldn't say it's a feeling of embarrassment. It's a different feeling. Like for example, Jared, if you were the mascot,
like hardworking.
If you were the mascot of a company, like the Statue of Liberty person, and you were deemed an essential worker, this is a feeling you might feel.
Rage.
Not rage. It means to get confused. To be confused.
Okay.
Which I would definitely be confused. I'd be like, what? Like, you still want me to go stand on the corner and spin my sign? Like, really?
Yeah, it's like, but the irony is to having people spinning the sign to like get people to come in. If your job is essential, you don't have to get people to come to you. They have to go to you.
Right.
There's no being like, hey, come to us. It's like, we don't have a choice. We have to go to you. We
gotta go there, yeah. This is stuff we need, yeah.
My first untranslatable is Flemish. which is spoken in what was it? The north parts of
Belgium. Yep.
Belgium. Did we establish, or did you establish? Excuse me.
I did establish that.
Alsof een engeltje, engeltje over je tong piest. Alsof een engeltje over je tong piest.
It's as if an angel pees on your tongue, and this is like the Dutch one, I think, which means that something is delicious.
There's a Dutch version of that too?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know there was a Dutch version
delicious,
of that.
right?
All right. Well, yeah, very good. Sorry. Yeah.
Give me my ham horn. I was working hard for that one.
Yeah.
Translated it for you, guessed it correctly.
That's true. You did. I was just bummed out because, but that was very impressive.
Doesn't surprise me though. I'm sure there's a lot of Flemish and Dutch.
Sure.
You know, a lot of languages that are close to each other probably have very similar idioms.
Yeah, that would make sense to me too. Can I give you one more? It's
of course.
It's also Spanish, and it's from Uruguay. And there's not really like a deciphering for this one. I just like this one. Lávate tu culo yo tomate el agua después. Después. Yeah. Do you know what that is? Después.
I forget. What's the whole thing?
Go
mean?
wash your butt and then drink the water.
Is that I get a really clear image, I guess, in my head after you say that. Wash your butt and drink the water. That's just like screw yourself, right? Like F off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love sound when I say when you say it as a translation, it almost sounds like something that someone's like grandparent would say.
Say
when
it
they're
in
like
Spanish again.
real mad.
Say it in Spanish again for me, Jared.
I have to get the accents right. Lavate tu culo y tomate el agua después.
Nice.
Not después.
Nice.
Después.
All right, my next one for you is also Mexican, and it is está picándose los ojos, which means, Jared.
No, go ahead.
Está picándose los ojos. You know what los ojos are, right?
No, I thought I would.
Ojos.
Oh, eyes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So it's like poking his eyes.
Is it like is it not as it's not as literal, or is it like not embarrassed? No, it's like
You think all mine are embarrassing today, huh?
No, like is it like being hard on oneself? It's like, oh, you're overly hard on yourself. No, see, that was what I was nervous because it seemed too obvious. Poking's one eyes. Shooting oneself in the foot.
Nope.
Biting your nose to spite your face or something like that. I don't know.
It basically means to kill time.
Oh.
To kill time.
I like
guess
that.
You're
That's
just
good.
poking yourself in the eye. You're bored. Poking yourself in the eye.
Oh, I like that. My last one is Spanish as well, and it's from Uruguay. And it is bailar en una pata.
Dance
you know
in
what bailar means,
dancing
yes.
What's a pata?
And dance. I am dancing with one foot.
Oh.
Bailar en una pata.
Okay. Dancing
I'm
with
dancing
one foot.
in one foot, I guess is what they're saying. Yeah.
Is that like you're a bad dancer?
It has nothing to do with dancing.
Okay. Is it like you're...
Although maybe dancing could lead to this.
Give me an example.
Or you dance because of this. I am dancing with one foot. Imagine someone spinning outside.
You're having a great time?
What do you imagine? What do you imagine about that person?
Having a great time?
Yeah, actually, I'll give that to you. It's happy.
A happy, okay. My last one for you,
someone's
Jared,
super happy. Dance
is
with,
also
in one
Mexican
foot,
Spanish.
with one foot.
And it is va vuelto madre.
Something about your mother.
Goes into a motherly go into a motherly transformation.
Is it like, oh, or it's like your mood changes all of a sudden, like you get serious all of a sudden?
No, think about a mom with
think
about a mom with many children.
Moms can have fun.
What does she have a lack of, Jared?
Patience.
Okay. I was hoping you would say time.
Oh, okay, time. Can you give me the translation again?
To like transform into a mother.
Like you got to like get up and go, like to
exactly.
Like to like
you're
get
in a
on
hurry.
your horse and go.
You're in a hurry.
Okay.
Yep, you're on a hurry. You're in a hurry. Why am I saying on a hurry? In a hurry. Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry right now, but that's because I'm not an essential worker. Now that's how you do a transition.
That's fair.
I don't like transitions like that, by the way. But it's interesting to see, when the economy essentially comes to a halt. Mm-hmm. It is interesting to see what becomes essential, and also the irony of someone spinning a sign to say, hey, come to my store, where it's like, well, no, we know where you are and we really need to go there, or we don't give a flying hoot about you.
Right.
Yeah, I said it. You heard me.
Flying hoot.
I'm serious.
You heard it here first. Serious. That's right. Yeah, Jared, and it's crazy too, because I think there, especially in the beginning of all these different, law changes and everything, and these orders from governors and the president saying stay at home, only essential workers go to work. There's been some miscommunication from what I've heard with some people who have, their bosses are telling them to go to work, yet they don't feel that they're essential workers, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting, who deems, that it is essential work, and how do you, and so I was thinking about that, and it looks like from the research I've been doing, basically it's, at least in the States, it's,
Hold on. Mm-hmm. I like where your head's at. Mm-hmm. I have a full list of the essential services and jobs in the United States.
Oh,
I want to get. I want to go through most of it. Sorry, I'm starting to get some of this crazy weather you were talking about. I'm like, I'm like, what is that noise? And I look and I'm like, is that snow I'm seeing?
Yep, it just got done sleeting here in Dexter, and now it's like sunny, clear skies. It's so weird.
Let's go. I just want to go through this list, and I want to see if you agree or disagree.
Okay, let's do it.
This is from Huffington Post, HuffPost. I guess they're trying. That's
as the kids say these days.
Rebranding,
cool kids.
Gas stations, auto supply stores, auto repair shops, related facilities.
Essential.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you need gas. People need their cars to work. Yep. Especially if you're an essential worker that needs to get to your job, that person needs to make sure their car works and they have gas. Pharmacies. Obviously.
Essential. Mm-hmm.
Grocery stores, farmers markets, food banks, convenience stores. That makes sense.
Essential, yeah.
How do you feel about convenience stores? Because they threw that in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess. I mean, they sell food and they sell drinks, and I guess that's grocery stores are also selling food and drinks, and they're open, so why not?
I agree with you. Most convenience stores in general are connected to gas stations anyway, first of all.
Oh, yep, that too.
And also, I think that convenience stores like 7-Eleven are underappreciated for how much they actually do feed people that don't have a lot of money.
I would agree with you.
Speaking of liquor store is next on the list.
Right. I don't know about that one. I don't know. So gonna get some backlash from the haters, but I don't know if you need to keep liquor stores open. What do you think, Jared?
We see, first of all, Chad and I both come from a place of privilege. We live in a state where you can buy liquor at any store. You can buy it at a grocery store.
True.
It's just mixed in.
Yep.
There's no. When I lived in Pennsylvania, when I first got there, you couldn't beer and wine and liquor was a different store. It was a store like beer, wine, and liquor was a store.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. I take that back. I'm sorry. I've messed up. Wine and liquor was a store. Mm-hmm. Beer was a separate store. When I was there, they started to be able to sell beer in grocery stores. But when you bought beer in and wine, excuse me. But when you bought beer or wine from a grocery store, you had to do it at a different checkout lane than the normal. It's in the same store. It's right next to it, but different checkout lane. And no liquor. Liquor is still a different store. For a bit in Pennsylvania, they closed the liquor stores. I don't know if that's still the case right now, but I do know at the beginning of this they did close them. Okay. And I would say because we come from a place of privilege, so I think it's easy for us to say because liquor stores can close, but we can still easily get all the alcohol and liquor we wanted.
That's true.
And also, I would say that there are people that I would say alcoholism is a serious condition, and it is like a genuine disease.
Yep.
And if people that have this disease just stop drinking, that leads to
that's true.
A lot medical and health complications as well. Immediate withdrawals is unhealthy for people that have that. So, and that's just going to clog. Unfortunately, in a weird way to say, alcoholics withdrawing because they're not drinking is just going to clog up the system.
True.
And also, if we can do it, then I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm kind of with it. And I'll say in a lot of we'll keep going. Restaurants only for delivery, takeout, and drive-through.
Yep.
I don't like drive-through. Drive-through is so. I mean, I get it, I guess, and I'm not going to fight it. I wouldn't fight it, but I don't really get it.
What do you mean? What don't you get?
The person's kind of right in your face, and you're handing something. There's not like a lot of space between handing things.
Right. The guy would get like a tray and put it on like a rope,
and there's a lot of back and forth between. I don't know. I don't love it, but I get it.
Right.
And I wouldn't. But I just get it. It just seems like I wonder. I get it, but it seems like a common place for fluids to go back and forth.
And that's the issue.
And a lot of people going through.
Well, see, and that's the issue with some of these essential jobs, Jared, is that. Workers are put at risk, but they're not given the right tools to minimize the risk. Like, I feel like people, like, I saw plenty of pictures of essential workers in other countries. In any industry that's still deemed essential and they're still working, all the workers had face masks on, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, fancy N95s, but even just the surgical masks, or, you know, there's plenty of videos online now. I made my own mask a couple days ago just to see how it works. Super easy. You can do it with rubber bands and a bandana, and you don't even need to sew anything.
If you have a girlfriend or someone that has long hair, I have a girlfriend, that's why I said that. Although she doesn't have long hair anymore. She also cut all her hair off, but she still has long hair accessories. I found it to be even more comfortable if you use hair ties.
That's fair.
I've never had long hair, so I've never had hair ties before. But yes, I agree with you. And I also have seen a lot of people talk about these people are being deemed as essential. A lot of these people are being deemed as essential workers. These grocery store workers, restaurant workers,
restaurant workers. Yeah,
but they're not getting paid like essential workers.
No,
they're still getting paid minimum wage. A lot of these people close to minimum wage at that. You know, maybe not minimum wage, but you know, $12 or $13 isn't.
It's not a comfortable, livable salary, right?
Yeah, it's like there should be some sort of.
And do they have benefits too? Do they get health benefits?
Well, there's been a lot of like that. That's something that a lot of people have been protesting against companies about, whether it be delivery people asking for sick leave, or people asking for health benefit, like stronger health benefits. But I've seen a lot of it is less. I haven't seen more about the health benefits, just personally. And listen, I'm a Twitter news reader. I'm not some sort of deep news reader, but I have seen a lot about companies, especially delivery and these grocery store companies, needing to have firmer and clearer 2-week sick leave, paid sick leave policies, where it's like you're putting these people in the highest risk to get sick, and then once they get sick, you're not going to compensate them for their work. It's like terrible. The least you could do is compensate them for 2 weeks while they hopefully recover.
And I don't know how there's still some people in the United States who are against this. Like I feel like at this point, proper medical care is a human right. Full stop.
I feel like a lot of it is less people being for and against. Obviously, there are people for and against, but I think a lot of it more is just we're still dealing with a government that is still so bipartisan. You know, they're still so obsessed with their making sure that what happens is also good for looks good for their party.
Right.
Anyway, let's keep going into these essential jobs. Hardware stores and plumbers. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. The plumbers make sense. I feel like the whole thing with some of these businesses is I hope they're I hate to say this, but I hope
this is not time to restore your deck is what you're saying.
Right. Not right now. Wait a few months until things are a bit calmer maybe. But I think that a lot of businesses should, if they are running because they're selling important goods, I feel like you could do that with a smaller amount of staff, so you lower the risk of infection at your workplace. Number one, which sadly may mean some layoffs and stuff like that, which isn't great. But that's happened to a lot of people.
Before you continue, that leads me to the next one too, because I have some. The next one is contractors and other tradesmen. Appliance repair personnel. Now, I agree with some of that. Now, obviously, if appliances go down, like if my hot water heater goes down, I hope I can get it fixed or whatever. I don't know.
No kidding.
But when I hear contractors, I get nervous because it's like if someone's remodeling their kitchen, or if they're adding an extension to their house, or some corporation is building a luxury apartment complex.
Right.
Are these how I don't know. Sometimes I wonder where that line goes between
and it's hard to say
we need this to be
is.
built on that timetable versus no, this is just a company that can skirt by and force their employees to work because they can skirt by with these rules.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. It's tricky. That's
the next one, landscape and pool care businesses, including residential.
I'm not so sure about that one. I feel like if it's anything for I don't know, at least right now, that's the thing is how do you decide on what is essential or not? Like, is having a nice, well-maintained lawn essential right now? My opinion, no, but that's just my opinion.
I'm gonna counter with you on that, and I'm not even saying I fully agree with, but I might agree with this.
Okay.
People that do landscape, people that do pool care, a lot of that is solitary work. A lot of that is work done, especially residential, work done with 2 or 3 people.
Good point.
That are doing different jobs at different times.
I think the risk is probably fairly low.
The risk is low.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that I think that there does have to be some sort of balance between let's also be realistic here and not just shut down all business, because we need to also slightly balance this with our economy is already going to take a hit because of this. So let's think about stuff that might not if your pool turns green during this, all right, suck it up and don't swim in your pool. But it's you can hire one guy that has his own pool business to come to your house, do it. You pay him remotely sometime, and you never even have to interact with this guy.
True. That's a great point. I think you have changed my perspective, Jared.
There you go. You betcha. Banks and related financial institutions. Oh, I said construction sites and engineering, architecture firms. Now that is obviously, I agree. That kind of goes along with that. I think there's a line. Some of that I'm sure is essential. I'm sure some of that is not essential.
Right.
Banks and related financial institutions, including insurance and accounting services.
I feel like a lot of that can be. Yeah, but I feel like once again, a lot of that stuff. I haven't gone to a bank in years.
Right. I haven't gone. I haven't gone. I go to my insurance agency when I move. Right. So when I moved to Philadelphia, I went to my insurance person. I probably saw my insurance person 2 to 3 times the 4 years I lived there. Right. I saw my insurance person once when I first moved to Michigan. I haven't seen her since then. So these people, these things are already very easy to be done from home. Right.
The last time I was inside a bank was when I was still in China. So over 2 months ago.
But that's because you had to establish a bank account. But then the idea of going to a bank once you have a bank account in China is laughable. It feels like.
Yep.
Because they're very technologically savvy over there, too.
There's apps and all sorts of other stuff over there. Exactly.
Phone and computer sellers. Now, I went on a neighborhood walk the other day, and I walked by a Verizon store, and I saw someone in there. And when I looked in there, I thought, I'm okay with that. One, it was two people. It was the worker and her in there. She was standing pretty far away, and maybe something happened with her phone where she wasn't getting service. Right. That I would say that's essential.
I think that is essential. Yeah, because if you have no way,
not that many people go into cell phone stores. So and it was literally the two of them, and she was like standing a good 6, 7, 8 feet away from like the desk
that
when
social
he was working.
distance chart. That's true.
So I'm okay with that. Community benefit organizations on a case-by-case basis. That makes sense. But
I like that statement right there, though, too. The case by case.
I wish they could do more of the corporate stuff on a case-by-case basis.
Right. But then that's the thing is do you need to get more people, bigger workforce to actually be able to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. They can't go like analyze and do like audits of of every company or whatever. Laundromats, dry cleaners, and laundry service providers.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
And you can probably pretty easily distance yourself in there.
Yeah.
You also don't have to stay in there while it's going. At least take a walk around the block or something,
Right.
Just so you're not in an enclosed space for a long time. Healthcare providers, hospital clinics, and healthcare operations, including research and laboratory services, medical wholesale, and distribution, and dentists.
All yes. Yes to all of them.
Businesses that provide shelter and or social services.
Newspaper. Jared, can we go back real quick to the medical professionals?
I went over those quickly because both of those seem kind of obvious to me. But yes, please.
The other thing is, too, with medical professionals, I think it's worth noting that when people think of like the medical field, there's a lot other workers than just doctors and nurses.
Right.
And I think that we also have to give a lot of support to the other workers, like the cleaning staff at these hospitals that keep the germs down. They are also on the front lines, as they say now, with this pandemic going on. And I think they deserve a lot of respect. But I think a lot of these jobs, though, Jared, like you've mentioned, they are at risk and they're essential workers, but they're not getting that essential pay. And I think that's just terrible.
Yeah. But also, I agree with you, but I also understand the challenge of doing that when a lot of these. Sure. But I think I personally think there should be some sort of government, assistance for essential workers.
I agree.
If you're going to take forever to do it for the non-essential workers, at least do it for them. Anyway, newspapers, television, radio, and other media outlets. Now, I guess theoretically I agree, but I'm starting to not even know what a media outlet is anymore. Like a news outlet is anymore.
That's true.
I know what a media outlet is. A news outlet. But I get it. Business and those, the technology they make it. There are a lot of big sets for that stuff, but the technology behind that stuff is pretty advanced these days. Where it either doesn't take a lot of people to operate this stuff, or some of it can even be done remotely.
Right.
And a lot of late night hosts have been putting out terrible home shows.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't understand how these people can't even get like a simple like microphone situation in their house. It's like you can't get a mic shipped to you that's better than your AirPods, bro.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. No kidding.
Businesses offering mailing and shipping services, including post office boxes.
I think that's essential. Yeah, that's definitely essential.
Airlines, taxis, and other private transportation providers. Now, that's essential for people that need to travel, but that's like such a small fraction.
Special luxury right now. Yeah.
It's not a luxury. I think it's the opposite of a luxury.
I
think that's
true. You have to travel
extreme.
Somewhere. That's
true. Those are for people that that don't have a choice. It feels like to me.
Right.
It's not a luxury at all. The luxury is being able to stay home now, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. We are very privileged to be able to do that. Let me give you one, Jared. That's not an essential job, but after seeing some stuff on social media, if there was a way to do this safely and minimize risk, I would consider this essential job. Maybe you can guess what I'm going to say here, Jared. Barbers. I don't know if you have seen people trying to give themselves...
Exhibit A, I'm bald.
I'm looking at you, Jared. No, I'm just kidding. You look good with the it's just the bald.
But I did that partially because it's like, I mean, I'm not getting my hair cut anytime soon.
Right.
And I'm not also going to be in public anytime soon. I might as well see what it looks like now.
Right. You think you'll keep it bald?
I think so. For a little bit. I don't hate it, especially through summer. That's why I
Then you got to put sunscreen all over your whole head, right?
I guess so. I don't even know. I don't know the proper... I don't know.
Bald dude etiquette. Maybe there's like a book you get when you join the bald dude club.
Yeah. I'll have to hit up Andrew Hurto or something.
Right. You know what's funny though, Jared, is speaking of essential workers in different places, I have seen videos, and now I don't know if these are real or fake. I have no idea, but I've seen some videos from some friends of mine in China of barbers in China with, I kid you not, with clippers attached to like a ruler or like a stick, and they're cutting their hair from like a decent distance away. And the clients have a mask, and the barbers have a mask.
Yeah, but how can you, with that long of a stick, how can you get like a firm,
you
can't get like a firm grip, like, especially if you're like trying to do a line on the front, you can't like steadily.
Right. I don't know how they do it, but it was pretty crazy to see. Very crazy to see.
Also, people, no one's even looking at you.
Right.
I don't know. I took this as an excuse to not do anything to my facial hair. I'm like, this is perfect. Yep. Now is my excuse to see what happens if I just literally don't touch it at all because no one looks at me.
Right.
Now, can you think of any jobs that are currently operating that don't seem essential to you?
I mean, I guess
besides for people dancing with signs in front of stores.
Right. Well, I guess I wonder about some, like, I don't know, some of the restaurants maybe. It's hard to say, Jared. It's hard to say. What are your thoughts?
Now, this might be a little controversial.
Okay.
How do you feel about people going to church?
Oh, yeah, nope. That should not be a thing. I'm sorry, but you can live stream your services online.
Yeah.
There are other ways you can still practice your faith without going to church, in my humble opinion, Jared, but that's just me.
For the people that have the churches, what's really important is you can still get your money and have them PayPal you, Venmo, Cash App the church. There are ways for you to get your money, you lovely, greedy person of God. I feel like a lot of it is a fear of not getting the money.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of businesses are...
especially since churches, like, I think are... Like, most of the money is probably coming from older people, too. So that switch to online is probably going to be would be a big dent.
Be a tough one. That's true.
I can't imagine... I mean, my grandma... I can't imagine any of my grandparents without the help of my parents being able to log into a live stream.
Right. No kidding. Yeah. Oh, man.
No offense.
That's true.
They're lovely people. Maybe one of my grandparents,
but
actually.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's
out of
the funny
three
thing.
I still have, one of them, maybe.
Right. That's the funny thing, though, Jared. Speaking of churches, I mean, there have been quite a few cases of coronavirus spreading quite a bit due to church services, which I think tells us immediately that should not be considered an essential service. If you can easily infect people, right now it's about trying to survive this pandemic. Try to ride the storm if you can. We're very fortunate, like I've said before, that you and I have the luxury of staying at home. So yeah.
I agree with you. That's a lovely speech, Chad. I'm not done. I want to give you some... First, I just want to run through a few more, but then I want to give you some essential jobs in other places. Some obvious ones I just want to run through are like emergency, like police,
firefighters, policemen,
And I mean, any of this makes sense, but that's part of the healthcare people.
True.
But, I did hear. I have. I'm a big car aficionado, and I have been reading that in Michigan specifically, and in other states, they have been cutting down on on I should pull up this article because it's great. They have been cutting back on traffic violations, so they're not really pulling people over for speeding as much. It's a little different. It's a little different if it's if someone's going maybe like 150
right
through the city. There was actually a guy, a very famous car person. I've never heard of him, but he's a very famous car person in New York. He has a super rare Gambala Carrera GT. There's like 1 of 5 of them. Carrera GT is already a super rare Porsche, but he has a modified one that's super rare. He was racing down, not racing, but he was like speeding down the streets of Manhattan. And he lost control and slammed into a multiple parked cars, and then he tried to drive away from the scene, but he obviously couldn't get that far away because his car was super destroyed.
It's a bummer.
But I'm trying to find this article as fast as I can because it was just talking about how much speeding has been up. If I can't, here it is. So in New York City, over the 14 weekdays between March 5th and March 24th, city speed cameras issued 180,718 summons, or 12.3% more than the comparable 14-day period in January 13th to 31st. But hold on. When just 150, but hold on. The 12% increase in tickets comes as the total number of vehicle miles traveled in the 5 boroughs is down by 71%.
Oh, wow.
Tickets are up 12%, while traffic is down by 71%, essentially.
That's crazy.
And there's similar things happening in Los Angeles. Drivers are going about 12% faster on weekdays and 6% faster on weekends. On the famously gridlocked 405 freeway, near the Getty Center, average speeds were found to be up by nearly 7 miles per hour since the stay-at-home orders. Average speeds on the Interstate 5 near the 14 freeway interchange were also up by more than 9 miles per hour. UC Davis conducted a study on traffic across the state and found that with fewer people on the roads, there has been a 50% decrease in traffic accidents on California highways too. So that's cool.
That is good.
Let me go through some essential jobs in different countries real quick. What do you think Belgium can't live without? What is Belgium
Waffles.
like? Listen, now you're close. Very close.
Chocolate.
No.
Beer.
No. Hold on.
Fries.
Slow down. There you go. Belgium claims to be the inventors of French fries. In Belgium, people can still buy... By the way, this is the Washington Post writing this. Still buy tasty oil-fried potato slivers from the iconic sidewalk stands, the friteries. And apparently did you know that they claim to be the inventors of fries? No.
I have heard that. It's word on the street.
Okay. What do you think the French are demanding? I don't care what kind of pandemic there is. I better still have a way to get my...
Oh, their wine. Their cheese and their wine.
You betcha. France shut down shut down most commerce on Monday, but the government published about 40 categories of exceptions. The country will not have to do without its wine stores and small food shops. Life can still keep going as bakeries, butchers, tobacco shops, and fine grocers may remain open. The Dutch. What do the Dutch need?
Clogs. Tulips.
I'm gonna imagine. Clog factories are still operating. Clogs are still going at 100% maximum capacity. The Dutch can still buy marijuana. In the Netherlands, leaders have declared cannabis a coronavirus era priority. That's actually been happening a lot in the U.S. too. And I think if you're gonna deem alcohol essential, to not deem marijuana essential, especially in places where it's legal to be bought and there are stores selling it, especially medical. It's like, well, this is already claimed to be a medical, but even recreational. It's like if you're going to have recreational, if alcohol is going to be available, that should be too. So I think that's good. And if there are people that have genuine anxiety or other
epilepsy,
glaucoma,
seizures.
That's the Did you see that?
The girl.
Yeah. Shout out to her. That's a later shout out, but shout out to the
Charlotte
girl her name's Charlotte, and there's a CBD company called Charlotte's Web that was started in her honor, and it's essentially believed that she's a little girl that had epilepsy, I believe, is it?
Yeah, very bad.
And she recently and CBD helped her a lot, and it's believed that she's one of the big pushes to legalize CBD and make that the huge movement it is today in the U.S. And she recently passed away, and not due to coronavirus, but Germans can still rent and buy bicycles. In Germany,
interesting.
Life is less locked down than elsewhere in Europe, and each German state can decide for itself what will remain open and what will close. But bike shops have been singled out by national and some state authorities as essential assets.
Well, and that one's a tricky one, Jared, because I've seen some stuff online where people say that walking and bicycling...
You should be staying home.
Yeah, well, that too.
It's a stay-at-home order. If you're an essential worker, I'm sure you can find a way to get transportation. But other than that, there's a stay-at-home order. How essential is it to buy? I don't know. I find that one weird.
Yeah. True.
But I guess there is something to the exercise. I think it is important for people to keep up the exercise. I've been exercising for 2 days, and I can't barely sit down when I have to go number 2. Italians can still read print newspapers. Italy remains the European country hardest hit by coronavirus, and there are few exceptions to its near total shutdown, but newsstands remain open. A quaint and sweet measure that allows older residents a chance to renew the papers. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Italy has one of the older
populations.
Has one of the oldest populations in the world. So for a lot of them, similar to what we were saying, like with church, it's probably hard for a lot of them probably aren't very savvy with, and they need the news too. So I think that's good. And some of this stuff is very these things are very doable if people just essentially give what I have thought. I don't go to many places in public. I actually haven't really gone to any place, but what I do now is if I do go to a place, if I'm going to stand in line, I'm going to give essentially the same space I give when I'm in line at a ATM.
Well, and it should be 6 feet or more.
I give a pretty wide berth at an ATM. I'm not going to lie. I probably give a solid 10. So
good.
Not to brag.
Well, you know what else though, Jared, and this is also one other thing that made me think of this episode idea, is that the Easter Bunny has been deemed an essential worker in New Zealand from the New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern.
Now, please tell me that's a joke, right?
Oh, no, we're dead serious, Jared. Easter Bunny. She also mentioned that the Tooth Fairy is also considered essential workers as well. Easter's coming up, Jared.
How adorable.
The Easter Bunny's got to be able to get some places.
There's a freaking pandemic right now. And we're trying to appease children.
That's right.
Children's fantasies.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm angry. I hate that. I hate that a prime minister is finds it important. I don't know. I get it. I get it.
Well, Jared, since you're angry,
it's important to soothe children's fear as well, because children don't really understand what's happening.
Right.
I'm pent up inside.
Well, Jared, since you're so pent up inside, let's talk about something that'll calm you down, which is definitely our song of the pod today, Jared, which is DJ Life by Thunder featuring Rude Boy Face, which is a...
Oh, hold on. Is that what it is? I thought the song was called DJ Life, and it was by Thunder featuring Rude Boy Face.
That's where I said, isn't it?
No, you said the song was by DJ Life called Thunder featuring Rude Boy Face.
Whoops, I said it wrong. Thank you for the correction, Jared. Yes, the song is DJ Life by the artists Thunder featuring Rude Boy Face, and they are a Japanese reggae group, or at least I think Thunder is. What are your thoughts on the song, Jared? It's definitely an interesting one for today's episode.
Now, I see the song you sent me. This is the official music video, and there is only 113,484 views. These people need a good manager and a good agent, because this sounds like it's been in the background of every Fast and Furious movie that I've ever seen.
That's true. That is true.
When I first heard the song, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this from Fast and Furious 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9.
Right.
I don't even know how many there are right now, but
yeah,
but that's all I thought when I heard this. Was it felt like it had that very in a weird way, and I don't mean this as an insult, but it's going to sound like one. It almost has a very generic international vibe to it, but that's good.
Yeah,
like it has that sort of like, oh, this could be popular in a lot of different countries.
I feel like this is slowed down.
But it's not, because this is the official video and there's 113,000 views.
I feel like this is like slowed down Sean Paul music a little bit.
Slowed down Sean Paul. I mean, Sean Paul, he's probably still living off residuals, so.
But yeah, it's a cool song, though. They have interesting use of auto-tune, I think, in like the chorus.
Yeah, you brought that up before.
Yeah.
Do you not like it? Do you think
I
it's
do
unnecessary?
like it. I do like it. I think that's a good type of interesting. It's also interesting as well to see Japanese dudes with dreadlocks.
Yeah, how does that work?
I'm not really sure.
Is that their real hair? Am I allowed to say that? It's rude if you say that about a black person.
Yeah, Jared, come on now, Jared.
Is it rude if you say that about someone that is appropriating
I don't know, man.
hair?
I saw a couple Chinese guys in Shanghai with dreads as well, and I really wanted to ask them because all the Asian people I know have super straight hair.
Their hair seems less conducive to it than a lot of like white people's hair, who's not really that conducive to it either.
I would ever be able to get dreads naturally. Exactly.
You're not adventurous enough with your hair in general. I mean, I'm okay.
True.
I'm not asking you to get dreads. You're not a.
Did you just make
person.
A pact? Are we just growing out dreadlocks, Jared? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
That would be hilarious. You and I both with dreadlocks. We could make our own Thunder
have to get a new
music video. That's for sure.
We have to get a new logo.
But it's a cool song. I think it's got some good vibes.
I do too.
If you want to,
it makes you kind of want to move a little bit, but it's slow.
Definitely.
You know, it's just like like the slight shoulders.
Yeah,
because I've been doing a lot of
just the right tempo. So check it out.
My legs are sore.
YouTube channel, Untranslatable Podcast, at the Song of the Pod playlist.
You betcha.
And you will not be disappointed. So we are a podcast that promotes travel and foreign language learning, although lately we haven't discussed much of either because there have been bigger things going on right now, I guess. But my foreign word of the pod is Russian, and it is vajny. And Jared, do you know what vajny means?
Work.
Important. Although work would have been a good one. But yeah.
No, important's good too. Important's good.
I figured essential was too obvious. So, so something similar to essential. But yeah, I think to recap today's episode, though, Jared, there are definitely a lot of different essential workers out there. We appreciate what they're doing right now.
You betcha.
And really, I hope that within the next few weeks, as things get better, I also hope there's a raised awareness on essential workers need to be receiving essential pay and essential tools to help them minimize their risks while they're at work. We're doing our part right now, trying to stay at home. Not trying. I am staying at home. Jared's staying at home. Other than our walks occasionally, and the weather today's been way too crazy, at least on my end, to go for a walk. But anyways, give them the things they need to do their jobs in a safe way. Give them proper compensation. We really appreciate what they've been doing. Easter Bunny, glad it's essential and the Easter Bunny can still make a visit come Easter time, Jared. Glad that people are still able to also do things online as well. I think this has changed a lot, but I think it gives us a new perspective and it allows us to really enjoy and hopefully in the future not take certain things for granted. It's even simple things like eating out at restaurants, going and doing things in public with your friends. And we thank all those essential workers right now that are still keeping some stuff running.
I agree. Yeah, that was beautifully said.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, and thanks to all of our essential workers and our listeners out there. Let us know what you thought of today's episode at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. You can slide into our DMs on Twitter, untranslatable1, the number one. We need a SpongeBob drop. He was number one. No, sorry. That's just my scatterbrain here.
I've been so slacking on drops. I haven't gotten any of the drops I said I was going to get. And it's not like I have anything better to do.
Right. Well, let us know. Check us out on Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast, and let Jared know what kind of drops he needs to get on. on the next upcoming episodes. And lastly, please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, dziękujemy, which is gracias, shisha, and do svidania.